Good morning, dear children. Hope you are safe and in good health. You should be very careful in each and everything because COVID 19 is spreading in a vigorous way. Now you are having much leisure time than your school time. Use your precious time properly and achieve your goal. In this session, we are going to learn the prose, the 100 Dresses, Part 1 by Elsa Esther. First of all, we see about the authoress. Elsa Esther was an American children's author and a children's librarian. Her book, Ginger Pyrie, won the New Fry Medal. She based the story, The 100 Dresses, on her real life experience as a girl who received Peggy's hand me down dresses. Before going to the prose, how do we judge the people around us? Some persons are judged by their money, wealth, and possession. That is, how many own houses she or he is having, how many cars he or she is having, what type of mobile phone she is having. In such a way, that is the costliest one or an ordinary one, isn't it? That is, we are looking the external beauty, isn't it? But in this prose, we see about how a poor young girl is judged by her classmates. The young girl name is Wanda Petranaski. Wanda Petranaski, who goes to school with other American children in an American town. These other children see Wanda as different in many ways, right? Then, first of all, we see about the Polish American community in the United States. That is page number 63 in your textbook. Page number 63 in your textbook. The Polish American community in the United States. Okay, shall we go to the lesson? I think it is an interesting lesson. It's a beautiful story about the Polish girl Wanda Petranaski. Okay. The first Polish immigrants arrived in America in 1608, but the largest wave of Polish immigration occurred in the early 20th century when more than 1 million Poles migrated to the United States. The Polish state did not exist at that time, and the immigrants were identified according to their country of origin rather than to ethnicity. They were identified as Russian Poles, German Poles, and Austrian Poles. One of the most notable Polish American communities is in Chicago and its suburbs. So, Chicago is sometimes called the second largest Polish city in the world, next only to Warsaw, the capital of Poland. Polish Americans were sometimes discriminated against in the United States, as were the Irish, Italians, and Jews. According to the United States 2000 census, 6,67,414 Americans of age 5 years and older reported Polish as the language spoken at home, which is about 1.4% of the people who speak languages other than English or 0.25% of the US population. This is for only your information. Policemen, the Poland people. Then we will see the first paragraph. Today, Monday, Wanda Petranowski was not in her seat, but nobody, not even Peggy and Madeline, the girls who started all the fun, noticed her absence. Usually, Wanda sat in the seat next to the last seat in the last row in room 13. She sat in the corner of the room where the rough boys who did not make good marks sat, the corner of the room where there was most scuffling of feet, most roars of laughter when anything funny was said, and most mud and dirt on the floor. Now we are going to see about the meaning of this passage. Here, shuffling of feet means noisy, dragging movements of the feet on the ground. Roars means loud noise of laughter. Funny means humorous. Row means line. Mud means wet earth mixture. Wanda Petranowski sat in the seat next to the last seat in the last row in room number 13. Only rough boys who didn't get good marks sat there. It was this corner where there was most scuffling of feet and most roars of laughter when anything funny was said. It was also the corner where one could find most mud and dirt on the floor. Then the second paragraph. Wanda did not sit there because she was rough and noisy. On the contrary, she was very quiet and rarely said anything at all, and nobody had ever heard her laugh out loud. Sometimes she twisted her mouth into a crooked sort of smile, but that was all. Nobody knew exactly why Wanda sat in that seat, unless it was because she came all the way from Bogin's Height and her feet were usually caked with dry mud. But no one really thought much about Wanda Petranowski once she sat in the corner of the room. That is the meaning of these paragraph. The summary of this paragraph is, nobody knew why she chose to sit in the last row. Perhaps she came from the place Bogin's Heights. Bogin's Heights is a place. It was a place where poor immigrants lived. Her feet were usually covered with dry mud. Nobody really thought much about Wanda when she was in the class. Today she was not in her seat, but no one noticed her absence. The next paragraph. The time when they thought about Wanda was outside of school hours, at noon time when they were coming back to school, or in the morning early before school began, when groups of 2 or 3 or even more would be talking and laughing on their way to the schoolyard. Then sometimes they waited for Wanda to have fun with her. The meaning of this paragraph is, her schoolmates thought of Wanda only when she was outside. Only outside the school they waited for Wanda to have fun with her. Then sometimes they waited for Wanda to have fun with her. The next day, Tuesday, Wanda was not in school either, and nobody noticed her absence again. But on Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie, who sat down front with the other children who got good marks and who didn't track in a whole lot of mud, did notice that Wanda wasn't there. Peggy was the most popular girl in school. She was pretty, she had many pretty clothes, and her hair was curly. Maddie was her closest friend. The reason Peggy and Maddie noticed Wanda's absence was because Wanda had made them late to school. That is, for the meaning of this paragraph, after 2 days, Peggy and Maddie noticed that Wanda was not there in the class. Peggy was the most popular girl in school. She had pretty class and her hair was very curly. And then they had waited for Wanda to have some fun with her, and she just hadn't come. They often waited for Wanda Petronelsi to have with her fun. Now, this is the time for your homework. That is, you have understood the lesson very clearly. Answer the following question answer. Where is the classroom? Does Wanda sit and why? Second question. Where does Wanda live? What kind of a place do you think it is? Third question. When and why do Peggy and Maddie notice Wanda's absence? Fourth question. What do you think to have fun with her means? Before answering the questions, you have to read the prose once again. Rest of the prose will be in the next session. Stay home and